Are we all seated, Excellencies, colleagues? In the interest of time, let me ask you to take your seats. Excellencies.
Recording in progress.
Distinguished delegates, colleagues, friends, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. Before we begin with the opening remarks, which will be given by the CPP, I would like to just make a brief housekeeping remark and some announcements. Today's proceedings will be recorded and live streamed online for broader observation outside of this room. With that said, may I welcome you to this fourth CNDM ministerial meeting, and may I hand over the mic to His Excellency, the COP President Designate. Thank you, sir. You have the floor.
Excellencies, dear colleagues, dear friends, good morning. Thank you for all of you for joining the fourth Climate and Development Ministerial. I would like to express special thanks to my co-host, John Tahmasingh Salong, Minister of Climate Change for Vanuatu, and Kerry McCartney, UK Minister for Climate. And finally, thank you to the Ministerial Pairs on Adaptation, Mr. Eamon Ryan of Ireland and Franz Tottenbach for Costa Rica for their ongoing support and collaboration this year. Dear colleagues, the importance of adaptation to climate action is evident. Action on mitigation saves lives tomorrow. Action on adaptation saves lives today. Even if we succeed in limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees, we still need to deal with the severe impacts of climate change around the globe. Earlier this year, as we attended the Pacific Island Forum in Tonga, where we discussed the scale of the challenge that small island development states face. According to the data of the World Meteorological Organization, in sub-Saharan Africa, the cost of adaptation is estimated to be up to 50 billion per year over this decade. However, there are still clear gaps in adaptation financing and implementation. From the Caribbean and the Pacific to Africa, we are falling behind on adaptation. Dear colleagues, the COP29 presidency has a plan to enhance ambition and enable action this year. This plan will deliver critical progress across all pillars of the Paris Agreement, with climate finance as a centerpiece. First, we need to enhance ambition in climate plans to limit warming and manage the impacts of climate change. We are calling on all parties to have national adaptation plans in place by 2025. We are also urging the Green Climate Fund to speed up support for countries to create NAPs and put them into practice. Once put in place, NAPs can play an important role in guiding investment. NAPs with clear priorities and roadmaps for implementation can enhance country-owned structured financing. Second, we must put in place the means of implementation, and we are looking to scale climate finance from all sources. We need to significantly increase the availability of mitigation and adaptation finance. Our top negotiating priority is a fair and ambitious NCQG that meets the scale and the urgency of the climate challenge. And we also continue to call for increased contributions to the Green Climate Fund and Adaptation Fund. But we recognize that not all adaptation funding can come from the public sector. Only 2% of adaptation funding currently comes from the private sector. We are calling on private financial institutions to scale up their investments in adaptation. We must also increase the accessibility of adaptation finance. Multilateral development banks and international financial institutes need to play a catalytic role in attracting private sector investment.